So let's start her up, I guess. Let's look at the mileage first before we start. 266,072 miles. So on a new head job. This truck hasn't been started about a month. So we're gonna see how good it starts. How to start a carburetor car? You'll have to pump it. So make it a foot fetish here. I do mine about 5 times. And that generally seems to start this whole pickup, so let's go for it. And she started first try. That hasn't been started in a month, and man, she kicked over perfectly. Pretty warm though for a cold start, if you want to. I call it an old start. It's not a cold start. But there's a 360 motor going away. The unique thing about 360 is you can convert them to 390s if you bore them out. They use the same block assembly, so it makes them all nice. Now this exhaust system does have a crack in it, that's why it is really loud. Sounds like a straight, that's basically a straight pipe anymore. It's probably so old and blown out. A little bit of rust. Through hole, that's the only through hole in this pickup. Even though the bed's pretty rusty itself, it's still in good shape. This model is a Sport Custom model. Not very many of these Detroit dinosaurs anymore. I don't care who you are. I like all the old Detroit dinosaurs, you know. I'm more Ford-sided, but I do, give me an old Detroit dinosaur. They're so much easier to work on, so much more space than the new throttle body or the fuel injected. So she's idling pretty good today. Pretty quiet, I'm surprised. See, the tranny works. It hasn't been. It's got a tranny leak in it, so I don't know if it's leaked some fluid out or not. Looks like we got some gas for cruising a little bit. Close this. One last view of the motor. A little bit of cobweb action here. Close this. One last view of the motor. Crank windows. Make sure we buckle up for safety around here. Rocky Ford cops are pretty stingy. Okay, we're ready to go. I think so. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. We're going backwards now. She wants to go, she could tell. Ow. Nice day out here today compared to yesterday. God damn, it was 90 degrees. Might have a little trash falling out, so I hope The cops don't watch these videos. We'll get Otero County on us, North. Now, one quick thing to note about the history of these trucks: 72 was the last year they kept the front end the same on these trucks. 73 they got a brand new overhaul. In terms of power plants were pretty much the same. They still had the 360 up until about 75. 360s were only used mainly in the pickup trucks, never in cars. You get a couple of rare cars with them. Mainly in pickup trucks though. Kind of surprising, kind of not. In the cars, more or less, like you had the LTD or the Gran Torino or the Fairlane, they all came with 390 cubic inch motors, the same sister motor to this one. The motor belongs to a block series called the FE. Many have speculated, however, what FE stands for. FE might stand for Ford engine to Ford Edsel collation is what it was called. Many are unsure about it. I say more or less it's more for Ford engine, not Ford Edsel, because the Edsel Ford was back in the 60s, you know, early 60s to late 50s, so really nothing there too much. Just a little history about the engines. Gas shortage, we're getting a little bit low, might have to push back. The country roads here now. Try and see if I could get a little smoke show, I guess you want to call it. Too populated over here. So, let's turn this way. Open the throttle up and then we can see how it's going to go. Car's coming up ahead, I guess. Nothing but open road back there. Got a truck coming up here. Okay, here we go. Hear that V8. I don't like going down this road too much. There's dogs that like to come out and chase cars out here. A little more of an explanation than what I can say, you know, showing you underneath that air cleaner. I don't like to take that air cleaner housing off sometimes because it's really hard to put back on. It's got to go over that exhaust manifold chute. A carburetor is just some they used back when they started making engines a lot, back in the 1900s, turn of the century. They weren't as sophisticated with computers as we were, but nowadays, so